But let's move on to this prenup. Shout out to the lead attorney. Had to snatch this last night. He did an excellent live. Y'all want to see a full breakdown from an actual attorney? I'm not. I had to take out these 5 minutes because this is very interesting about this Jeezy divorce that's upcoming. But wait, it gets worse. Y'all know when I play that. Let's keep on going.
All about a marriage and divorce.
Peace. I'm going to read it to those that may be ninja watching. So this is the lead attorney on the side of him is AV to the 7 power. Salute to that, sis. She always comes up on leads, his co-host extraordinaire. But somebody, brother Henry Resilient, sent in a question to lead. He said, "Are you sure the prenup is going to hold up? It was signed literally the day before they got married. Signed on the 26th, and they got married on the 27th. So Lead had just went through the whole prenup, right? The first few pages of whatnot, just breaking it down from his experience. He missed that. And he said, hey, I got to go back and look through it to make sure. But this was an interesting catch by somebody in the chat. This is why I say y'all are important. When I'm interacting with y'all, it's for a reason. Y'all are important to us as YouTubers and content creators. You see things sometimes on these videos that we miss, even though it's our shit. So again, thank you, but I'm gonna let it run.
He just got divorced, cost him about $150,000. Shout out, and he's an excellent YouTuber on top of that. What does Henry say? Says, are you sure the prenup gonna hold up? Well, I said I needed to look at it, but prenups, the question was, do prenups in Georgia hold up? And they do. He says it was signed literally the day before they got married.
Look at TLA's face.
What?
He missed it.
Signed on the 26th, married.
Hold on, let me rewind it a little bit. Look at TLA face. He just realized that he missed that as he was reading the prenup last night.
What?
Fucking classic.
Signed on the 26th, married on the 20th. Oh no.
So it was a surprise sneak attack prenup.
Oh,
Jeezy
no.
was like, you want to walk down that aisle? You're going to have to sign this.
Oh my God. Let's see here. So this is their complaint for divorce, right? It says that the parties were married on March 27th, 2021. So they were married on March 27, 2021. Says that the prenup was executed March 26, 2021. Henry Resilient is exactly right.
The plot thickens.
The prenup was signed one day before the wedding. AV, do you know why that's an issue? I know you're not a family law attorney.
Y'all please pay attention. I know Lee can have some long lives. Again, me and Chris Trucker were talking about earlier, but the information, this free information from a 20-year divorce attorney that he's given to so many men. And I had a mini rant with Chris. I was like, we don't think about this shit as men because we're so worried about impressing that broad, taking care of her kids running around, taking care of her crumb snatchers, trying to be a good man because we done heard grandmama, mama, auntie talk so fucked up about men, and we don't want to be in that category and all that shit. So when we get women, we want to take care of them. So we don't even think about shit like this. The lead attorney is important. Please put your listening ears on, especially the gentlemen. Listen to why this prenup could become invalid or could be contested at the least.
But
that's why I can't wait.
All right, guys, here's the thing. A very easy way, a way for a woman to contest a prenup and win is to say that you coerced her to sign it. You kind of threatened her, you extorted her. She signed it under duress, coercion. Now, if you do like I do and tell you to have these women sign the prenup 6 months in advance, you can say, well, how was it under duress? You had 6 months. You could sign it. You sign. And when I say 6 months in advance, you sign it and then 6 months after you have the wedding. But what happens, guys, if you come to me and I give you a prenup and I say, have her sign this 6 months before the wedding. And then you say, okay. And then you put it in the drawer in your kitchen or something and you forget about it. And then time goes on and she doesn't sign it. And then y'all are going to get married. The wedding date is closer and closer. Now, guess what you've done? You've put down a deposit, non-refundable, on the venue.
He's giving you real life examples how things roll out. Remember, pause real quick. Remember when Steven Jackson, the basketball player, he went live and he was talking about how he basically left his soon-to-be wife, was expected to be wife, at the altar because she wouldn't sign that prenup, and he had given it to her. They had talked about it. She kept swearing she was going to sign it the day before the wedding or the day of the wedding. He left her ass at the altar.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Again, bruh loved her. He was going to do his part, gave it to her well in advance. She wasn't with that shit. She wasn't never going to sign it. She thought because she done gave that cat up, that she done slutted out for him. She was a straight up, hold on, I found my soundbite. She was a straight up
Ho, ho, ho.
Green giant.
for him, that he was just going to forget about it and go get married and do all that shit and then eventually probably divorce his ass, take some of the damn money, right? Y'all got to start thinking long term, brothers. I know Steve Harvey put out that book, We Always Want to Push Back, act like a lady, think like a man. Be a grown ass man, but think like a woman. Take that, do with that what the fuck you will. Feel how you want to feel about that. If you don't start being just as fucking conniving and dirty as a lot of these bitches, and I'm not saying you got to mistreat her ass. You just got to see what could potentially happen down the road. But Steven Jackson wasn't with that shit. Unfortunately, paralegal, again, I am not attorney. This is not legal advice, but I work around attorneys. I understand duress. I cannot put a gun to your head, tell you to sign over the lease of your car or some property. You're under duress. You sweat. You literally got a gun in your head. It's the same thing with any type of trickery, coercion, a lie. Anytime that person is in a space where they cannot actively go get an attorney to read over the paperwork, look over it, they don't have a chance to do their due process and research what's being given to them, that is under duress. I had a homeboy that was served papers, and when he got served papers, his baby mama didn't just send the guy to serve him the papers about child support or signing something that said he had to pay child support. She sent the person serving the paper, the lawyer, and a cop. He shouldn't have signed that damn paper because it was under fucking duress. There was no reason, but he thought if he didn't sign it with the police standing there, he was going to jail.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
That's what he thought because it was so much pressure. If a cop, an attorney, and some other legal person knock on your door and give you papers, say, you got to sign this right now, what are you going to do? Most people are going to fucking sign it, which he did. It locked him into a fucking space. He's trying to fight his way out of that shit now, but he signed it under duress. So this is similar to what they're saying it looks like Jeezy did with Jeannie Mai, that he had her sign it the day before. Like, all right, bitch, come on, we can get married now.
Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets. They call me residue, I leave blow on these beats.
Let's continue.
The wedding's getting closer. Now what you've done? You put a deposit down on the catering. The wedding's getting even closer. Now what have you done? You've got the venue, and now all of your guests, they're buying their plane tickets. Your guests, they're buying the hotel tickets. They're flying in. The date is getting even closer. Guess what the women are doing? They're buying the bridesmaids dresses and the shoes. Now they've got deposits down on the hair and the makeup. Now, the day before the wedding, everything has been paid. You can't get any of that money back. All your friends, your family, they've all flown in. You're like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I forgot about the prenup. And so you go to that drawer, and your fiance, your bride-to-be, she's all happy. She's a little bit stressed, but she's all happy because she's going to get married the next day. And you're like, baby, you look beautiful. I can't wait till tomorrow. She's like, yeah, I'm so excited. You're like, yeah, it's going to be great. Sign this. What does she say? She's got 2 words. What's this? What's this? And you're like, well,
she needs time to, she would need time once she receives it to have counsel look at it on her side, right? And
she needs time for everything.
yeah. Okay.
She needs time to read it.
Mhm.
She hasn't read it yet. She needs time to get counsel, like you said. She needs time to understand it. What if there are things in there that she doesn't like? She needs time to modify it. There are things that she doesn't even know that she needs to modify. She needs to modify because she hasn't hired an attorney yet. She hasn't even interviewed attorneys yet. And the wedding is tomorrow. And she says, well, I can't sign this because the wedding is tomorrow. Like, what are you doing? We didn't even talk about a prenup.
Pause. Big thing he just said that a lot of people probably glossed over. We didn't talk about a prenup. Black men, men of every other hue in the world, have these tough ass conversations with these women. That's part of vetting. Let the ass know where you stand, what you're looking at, if things you're willing to compromise on, what's the going phrase now, what are your non-negotiables. We starting to handle these relationships like business. Cool, let's handle it like business. I can expand on that in a little bit, but let's handle it like business. Again, for the brothers in the manosphere, stop beating your fucking chest, hollering about you are alpha and you're afraid to talk to these bras like they need to be spoken to. And I'm not talking about being an asshole, being verbal, or calling these women out their names and all that type of shit, unless she earn it, because you know how your boy get down. Anyways, be honest with what the hell you're looking for. You're getting this prenup. If she gives you any type of prenup pushback about that prenup, about just signing it, not, hey, can we figure this out, do this, cool. That's a negotiation. That's fine in Kofa's book. But again, I've never been married. But if you can find some type of compromise where you know that you're going to win something at the end or walk away with what you already have, make sure that shit is done. But trying to force this on her, hey, I got the money, the laws is messed up against me and I need you to sign this and this. If you really love me, you're going to sign it. All that type of shit, this type of scenario the lead is explaining, how everybody's looking forward to it. Don't put yourself in that position to lose. Stop being fucking afraid to lose women. I'm sorry. Don't give a fuck how much you love her, how much you like her. Y'all got kids together, because one thing I do know, in a marriage, a woman will take the kids and still fucking leave, even though it's a goddamn marriage.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
I'm not telling you to mistreat no damn body, but put yourself in a position as a man to fucking win, bruh. Stop just taking the laying down loss. Stop taking the sandpaper dildo up your ass with a smile. Unfortunately, I appreciate you, bro. So many men put ourselves in these positions. Granted, I'm big on accountability. You got to hold that L, hold that L. But when you have a motherfucking chance to fight, you have a chance to get out of that situation, bro. Do that shit. Because what you're doing is proving a lot of women right. Take this toothpick out. You're proving a lot of women right when you don't take care of your motherfucking self.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
If it look halfway like you care about her or her children more than you care about your own goddamn self, women across the board, whatever color, are going to take an inch and run a fucking mile with that shit. This is how good dudes get used up, because we're so available. We're always willing to do. We make shit happen, which is crazy, because the things they saying that black men don't do, the solid brother did, but she didn't want it from you, so it don't count in her lady brain. Make that shit make sense. I'm going to let TLA close out, but I had to stop and preach on that talk about it part. Have the motherfucking if you can't have a conversation with that woman, you ain't got no business being with her. Marriage, long-term relationship, or even just fucking, because you can't even carry a conversation as a goddamn man.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
Let's keep going.
But you're the man, right? You're big and bad, right? So you're like, hey, baby, I've been watching this manosphere content. I've been watching this red pill content. They told me that if you don't sign, no wedding. That's what they told me. They told me that if you don't sign, I'm not getting married. And now what she started doing? Her face starts getting red. She starts doing this shit right here. tears, all this fucking salt out the salty balls, all this salty ball water is welling up in her eyes. It starts running down her cheek. She says, fine, give me the pen. Because she knows her parents have flown in. She knows that she's paid for this and she's paid for that. She's all this stuff she's paid for, and none of it is refundable. It's the day before the wedding. Hair, makeup.
Bring it back on me. Lead gets
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Tell me bro wasn't preaching. I know I came in as a side preacher, but tell me bro wasn't preaching. He broke down all that shit that goes on for a wedding. You cannot drop these type of bombs. Let me bring this light down a little bit. You cannot drop these type of bombs on somebody and then expect her to just be cool with it. And again, as we see with Jeezy, right?
Last time I checked, I was the man on these streets. They call me residue, I leap blow on these beats.
Now we got some questions.